It's gritty CCTV footage. But watch carefully and witness a calculated murder as it happens. Wealthy Indonesian socialite Mirna Salihin drinks cyanide-laced iced coffee and collapses within minutes in a packed, trendy Jakarta cafe. Calmly watching on, seemingly without a care in the world, is Jessica Wongso, her Australian friend who was accused of spiking Mirna's drink and deliberately killing her. Mirna's twin sister, Sandy, is still grief-stricken.
Still, till this day, we can't believe she's gone, just so quickly, just like that. It's just, how do you say this?
Cruel.
Yeah, it's cruel.
This is Indonesia's trial of the century. They're a nation obsessed. I count 25 to 30 cameras in this courtroom alone, covering the trial live 12 to 15 hours a day. What they want to know is what the judges up there have to decide. Did Jessica Wongso murder her friend Mirna Salihin? Hello, Jessica. We're from Australian TV.
Hi.
How's the trial going?
Yeah, it's been going okay, but I can't really say anything right now.
I understand. Do you know who murdered Mirna? Do you have any ideas about who murdered
No,
Mirna?
I have no clue.
Top Indonesian anchor Timothy Marbon hosts the live Jessica Wongso trial show on Compass TV.
Anda kembali dalam program khusus sidang pembunuhan Mirna.
This is like a CSI case. You have to prove this scientifically, and this has changed into a TV drama. I mean, when you watch a movie, when the villain is that good, you don't even want them to die.
But die she might. If she's found guilty, Jessica may face death by firing squad.
I would like to see justice for my sister and eye for an eye. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's life for a life.
It's absolutely crazy what's happening to Jess Wongso.
It all began 8 years ago in Australia, here in the shadow of Sydney's Harbour Bridge. Jessica and Mirna met while studying at the Billy Blue Design College in North Sydney, along with friends James Moni and Paui Sasastro. Does it strike you that she's the sort of person who's capable of murder?
Yeah, it was really surprising, actually. Yeah, it's a completely different polar kind of attitude from what I remember.
I mean, the Jessica we knew was very bubbly and very goofy.
While Jessica and Mirna were close at college, after graduating, Jessica became an Australian resident and stayed working in Sydney. But Mirna moved back to Indonesia with her boyfriend, Arif Samako. What drew you to her?
I think she's the most wonderful person I have ever met because she has an amazing outlook in life.
2 years ago, Mirna holidayed in Sydney and caught up with Jessica. But the two women clashed when Mirna gave Jessica frank advice to dump her then Australian boyfriend.
Mirna is very upfront when telling off people, and sometimes it can be a bit harsh. So I think it went like this. Why are you so stupid? Why do you want to date this guy? I mean, what about your future? But apparently after telling that to Jessica, Jessica just went quiet and then left Mirna in the restaurant.
Did she ever say to you or to anyone that she had reason to fear, Jessica?
after that meeting, she grew a fear of Jessica. Like, she don't want to meet her face to face, just the two of them. She wants someone to accompany her.
It seems that confrontation led to increasingly bizarre and worrying behaviour by Jessica. She was hospitalised 5 times last year after trying to commit suicide.
The 26-year-old ploughed into a Leichhardt nursing home only metres from the bedrooms of dozens of elderly residents.
In August, she crashed her car into this Sydney nursing home.
With cracked ribs and a sore chest, she was taken to Royal Prince Alfred Hospital. Police of the opinion she'd been drinking.
Soon after, her friend Mirna married Arif in Bali. He now thinks their fairy tale wedding sent Jessica into a jealous rage.
Because Mirna grew cautious of Jessica, we didn't invite her to the wedding.
Do you think that that's a plausible motive for her wanting to kill Mirna?
For me, right now, I think it's like a chain reaction.
Just days after the wedding, back in Sydney, Jessica Wongso is sacked from her graphic design job with New South Wales Ambulance. She returns home to Jakarta.
I think she's jealous of Mirna. She's jealous of Mirna because maybe Mirna have a good life, and she doesn't.
She's married a lovely man.
She just married, and she have a good future ahead of her, and maybe Jessica's life is crap.
As soon as Jessica Wongso returns, she invites Mirna Salihin to catch up with her and another Australian college friend, Hani Juwita. On the 6th of January this year, they agree to meet up at Olivier, a Swish cafe here in an upmarket Jakarta shopping centre. Oddly, Jessica messages her friends hours before, insisting she pre-orders their drinks.
She said that, hey, I'm gonna buy you girls drinks. And everybody said, why buy us drinks? No, you don't have to. Instead, I want to.
If what the police say is correct, she went into that cafe that day and organised that meeting solely for the purpose of murdering your sister.
I think so.
Which is an incredible thing to do.
Yeah, and a scary thing too.
Jessica's arrival at the cafe is caught on CCTV at 3:30 p.m, more than 90 minutes before her friends eventually get there. But strangely, shortly after arriving, Jessica leaves the restaurant, she says, to buy presents for her 2 friends. She returns with 3 large bags, each containing just a tiny bottle of liquid soap.
She took a moment to go around the restaurant or the cafe, looking at the CCTV and looking at her table.
Police believe Jessica was ensuring that the restaurant's CCTV cameras wouldn't pick up what she was about to do. Now, the camera behind her was obscured by this vegetation. But there's another camera on the other side of the restaurant with a clear view onto Jessica's table. And it's what she does next that raises the gravest of suspicions. She picks up the 3 large shopping bags and places them on the table, obscuring that camera's view.
She didn't just put the bags and leave them there, but she put the bags, she sat there, and then she moved it, just a little bit there, and you could see that in the CCTV.
About an hour before her friends arrive, Jessica orders an iced coffee and 2 other drinks, which arrive at 4:24 p.m. If you believe the police case, you are now watching a murder unfold. This is when they say she laced Mirna's drink with cyanide. On the CCTV, do you see, while she's waiting, any movement by Jessica Wongso behind the bags when the iced coffee is delivered before her friends arrive?
She was moving some of the things on the table, so we can't really see it all because of the paper bags that she put there. But there are movements of her actually moving the coffee cup. There are movements of that.
The CCTV shows Mirna and Hani arrive at 5:16 p.m. The iced coffee has now been on the table for 52 minutes. Within seconds of sitting down, Mirna takes a sip of the iced coffee.
Right after that sip, you could see on the CCTV that she was kind of irritated of something from the drink.
How soon?
Right after.
Seconds.
Seconds. Just right after she took the drink. And you could see that at that instance, she went to Hani and showed like, hey, we want to try this drink? And then she moved that drink to Jessica, also giving the same gesture. So you could see this, and just in a couple of minutes, you could see her flapping her hands in front of her face as if there's some smell or something. And then another minute, her head's thrown back. And that was probably the last movement she ever gave.
Still to come,
She said to the manager, "What did you put on the coffee?"
Jessica's strange behaviour
I think she likes the attention because she doesn't have that, maybe.
and her Australian past comes back to bite.
I have no doubt that she is capable of hurting or killing another person.
Mirna Salihin has collapsed in the upmarket Jakarta café, Olivier, after sipping on cyanide-laced coffee. It's her supposed friend, Jessica Wongso, who bought the drink for her. And she's the first to make the accusation that there's something wrong with the coffee.
She said to the manager, "What did you put on the coffee? What did you put on the coffee that made her like this?"
It was like very awful.
The restaurant manager, Devi Siagian, confirms Jessica's accusation put her on her guard. What made you suspicious that day?
She said, what you put inside the drink. That's why I saved the drinks.
No one knew it at the time, but by keeping the iced coffee, Devi provides the most vital piece of evidence in the case. Mirna's husband, Arif Samako, gets a frantic phone call.
Hani called me, like she sound panic on the phone. She said, "Mirna is having seizures. Foam is starting to come out from her mouth." So after hearing she panicked, I panicked as well.
We thought she was epilepsy. Nobody thought she was poisoning. And she's not doing anything. Jessica was not doing anything.
She didn't look distressed.
No.
She was not crying. She was the only person is not crying.
They rush Mirna to hospital, but tragically, it's too late. She's dead. But even now, no one thinks it's murder. And despite her odd behaviour, Jessica isn't searched. If the restaurant manager hadn't kept the original drink, Jessica might have got away with it, mightn't she?
Yeah, I think she's going to get away with it if she haven't kept the drink.
3 days after Mirna dies, Police confirm the iced coffee contains a lethal dose of cyanide, and they finally start investigating Jessica Wongso. This footage taken at Mirna's funeral shows an uncomfortable-looking Jessica. Within weeks, she's charged with murder. But Mirna's sister Sandy still can't believe how happy Jessica appeared to be about it.
I think she's enjoying the attention. I think she likes the attention because she doesn't have that, maybe.
And the irony is that this case, this wretched murder case, whether she's found guilty or not, she's now at the centre of everybody's attention.
Yeah, and I think she's enjoying the media.
The Indonesian police look to Sydney for clues about Jessica's past. They interview her former boss for 9 hours. She's Christy Carter, the head of media and marketing at New South Wales Ambulance. It's key evidence in the murder trial, as this reconstruction shows.
I've observed her for the past 8 months, and from her attitude, hatred, and nature of her craziness, I have no doubt that she is capable of hurting or killing another person.
In a damning admission, Christy tells Indonesian police that Jessica once admitted to knowing how to use poison to kill. It happened when she was in hospital recovering from one of her suicide attempts.
I visited her. She said, "I want to go home. They're treating me like I killed someone. If I wanted to kill someone, I'd know exactly the right dose."
Just 2 months before Mirna's death, Christy receives a death threat.
Jessica threatened me by saying, "You have to die, and your mum should die too."
Christy's interview is just part of a dossier on Jessica Wongso collected by the Australian Federal Police and handed over to their Indonesian counterparts. Australian Federal Police only cooperated with the Indonesian police on the promise that a guilty Jessica Wongso would not be sent to the firing squad. But the judges here have made it clear they don't see themselves as being bound by any such undertaking. Jessica Wongso's wealthy family has hired top celebrity defence lawyer Otto Hasibuan. He's making much of autopsy results showing no cyanide was found in any of Mirna's organs other than her stomach.
A teaspoon is enough to be potentially lethal.
But one of the world's top toxicologists, Australian Professor Ian White from Newcastle's Calvary Mater Hospital, says that's not at all unusual. So the fact that there is no cyanide found in the heart, brain, lungs or liver 3 days afterwards doesn't indicate there was no cyanide used to murder that person.
Well, you've still got to explain the cyanide in the stomach. You've got cyanide in the drink, you've got cyanide in the stomach, you've got someone who collapses in a way that cyanide causes. I'm a very simple man. I can't think of anything else.
To this day, the Indonesian police can't explain how Jessica might have got the cyanide.
There's one big missing link there. There is no cyanide on her. There is no instance of her putting anything in the drink. She did touch the drink, she did move the drink, but moving a drink doesn't kill anyone.
Just last week, Jessica finally had her chance to give evidence after 3 months of hearings. Can you explain the cyanide in the drink? Do you
No, I have no idea.
Did you put it there?
No, of course not.
Okay, well, I hope your trial is a fair one.
Right, thank you.
Thank you. A verdict is expected later this month. For the Salihin family, the marathon hearing and the growing doubts raised by the defence have taken a heavy toll. Someone murdered Mirna barely 10 months ago, and they desperately want answers.
It's just so hard for me. She got so much a future ahead of her. She just got married, and
It's been robbed.
it is. It's been robbed. And it's not fair for her.
Hello, I'm Tara Brown. Thanks for watching. To keep up with the latest from 60 Minutes Australia, make sure you subscribe to our channel. You can also download the 9Now app for full episodes and other exclusive 60 Minutes content.